This got nothing but the time, baby. Don't give a pass about nothing but time. I love America and I love the time, baby. And I love America to death. That's right. I don't give a damn about this for the time. Time don't give a time don't make a matter.
Y'all know why we here today. Roll Tide, baby. Y'all know why we here, baby. Hey, hold on. Man, let me come on. My voice kind of shot last night. I was at the game, me and my homeboy Hobbs. Third row, perfect seats, perfect. Stood up the whole time though. We didn't get back to probably 2 in the morning back to our Airbnb. But man. First of all, before I get into details about the game and stuff, break down what happened, man, hats off to Georgia. They fans, they showed up, and man, it was a great game. It turned out to be a great game. So where we want to start at? Okay, we'll start from the top. First of all, coming into this game, I was real confident. I was watching both teams. I've watched Alabama, of course, all their games. Georgia, I watched their game versus Kentucky, and I watched their game. Damn, who was their previous game? It's losing me right now. I can't remember their previous game, but I watched the second half versus Clemson as well. But anyways, so I was like, man, I think coming into this game, we'll win 30, 31, 21. I was thinking somewhere around that range. But anyways, like I say, let's start from the top. First of all, and y'all see the shirt. Hey, I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. Nothing but the Tide. Blitz, mama, blitz, baby. But anyways, hey, starting from the top. First of all, hold on. Starting from the top. First drive, man, that offense. Coach DeBoer. Great play caller in the first half. So, like I always tell people, any coach, they had 2 weeks, they had a bye week out of their previous game. So versus Wisconsin, so at Georgia as well, they played Kentucky. So both teams had 2 weeks to prepare. So you're getting both teams doing exactly what they want to do in the first half. That's your game plan. So first of all, the Tide, they come out strong, very strong. Jalen looks super comfortable in the offense. They moving, mixing it up, run, pass. They even, I was like, because I kept saying, I'm like, man, they're going to show something that they haven't been showing. They even was hitting in the middle of the field. Everybody know Jalen primarily is throwing the deep ball. Him, Ryan, him, Bernard. Him guys on the deep routes. He's working over the middle, hitting the tight end, getting the tight end the ball. But first drive, Bernard scores. I think it was a rushing touchdown. Yeah, rushing touchdown. We get down there. Then Georgia gets the ball. Boom. We get the ball back. And we do, what we did. It was, I think Miller scored the second drive. But, so we're up 14-0. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, we in the crowd, me and the Bama fans screaming. We like, hey, roll Tide. Then all of a sudden, the third touchdown, I think that was the drive Georgia, if I'm not confused, either was the third or the fourth drive. Georgia had, Carson Beck threw an interception. And at this point, the defense is, man, they hunting. That D-line is playing aggressive. the cornerbacks, that man, they're coming downhill. They playing very aggressive. Carson Beck throws an interception. So then Alabama scores. They're up 21-0. Then they're up at matter of fact, they go up 28-0. So man, at this point, I was thinking, because it was so early in the game, I'm like, man, I'm loving that we're balling, but the only thing I know about football, well, this really just sports in general. When you go up big, man, it's hard to maintain that lead, because just human nature, you start, kind of playing the clock. You not as aggressive. You like the quarterback. I don't want to make no mistakes, so you playing more safe. But anyways, so before half, and hey, I apologize. Like I said, man, my voice screaming at the game all night, man. I'm telling you. So before half, Georgia scores. I think Georgia scores. ETN rushed for a touchdown, and then we get, it was 28-7. We go up 37 for Carson Beck. He intentional grounding. So with the intentional grounding, he was right by the end zone. So that was a safety. So we're up 37 going into halftime. I'm talking about pump up. Where I'm sitting at was, of course it was Alabama fans, but it was mostly a Georgia section where I was sitting at. Quiet. Man, I'm talking about, all you hearing over there is roll, tide, roll, but that's all you hearing. So, second half starts. Man, like I said, when you're up big, you got to keep your foot on the neck, and you got to keep playing. You got to keep playing the score. You can't all of a sudden start calling the play calling, start getting real vanilla. It start getting like, okay, you know what? We're up, playing safe. Even one time they tried to do something it was just a lot of stuff that you like, come on, man, get it together. Because in today's game, man, 30 points, 30-7, man, just like that, you can be back in the game. And it still was plenty of time. So, game starts. Georgia's, wait, who started the ball? What the hell? Dang, I can't remember exactly. But anyways, when Georgia eventually scores, and then they're going for 2 points. So they go for the 2 points, they go up. We're up 30-15 at that point. Then all of a sudden, offense, I'm talking about the offense flat. And then another thing that messed up the offense, Georgia went on a long drive. They went on a drive in that third quarter. I wish I would have looked up the time, but it was over 7 minutes, because they was going for every fourth down. It was a lot of penalties. It was just a lot of stuff just not going right. So then, like I said, Georgia eventually scores again. They go for 2. And then we get down, but we end up having matter of fact, this drive, Ryan Williams, and like I said, man, Ryan Williams, I know everybody is tired of everybody talking about, man, he's 17. I'm not even gonna talk about him being 17. I'm not even gonna talk about him being 17. The guy just bad. Best wide receiver in the country. And yeah, I've watched everybody. I watched the guy Trey at Ole Miss. I've seen Ohio State wide receivers. I know Isaiah Bond. I've seen Texas wide receiver. Yes, I know what Travis Hunter is doing in Colorado. This guy is the best wide receiver in the country. And it really ain't even close. So Ryan Williams on the drive, the one we settled for a field goal, he catches the pass. It goes over, comes boom. He mishandles it at first, boom, bounce out, boom, catch it. Put some move on them. But like I said, that drive, they end up settling for a field goal. I'm mad. I'm just sitting over there like, cause my friend, he's a Georgia fan. He keeps telling me, man, y'all know y'all gonna win, man. He like, stop being worried. I'm like, dog. One thing, man, if you learn watching football, man, settling for 3 points, man, it just a lot of times come back to bite you. And like I said, man, the game, I could just tell that the momentum was switching. So we get the 33, kick the field goal. Georgia come down, scores. And then, so I'm skip ahead a little in the fourth quarter. We were still up at that point. I think it was when it was 33. Was it 33-23, 33-24? I can't remember exactly. But anyways, once Georgia eventually scores again, and then the play where they took the lead, 34-33, man, I'm sitting over there sick to my stomach. I'm over there like, come on, y'all. Y'all really finna do this? I'm like, man, y'all really about to sell this game. Very next drive. Jalen, boom, shotgun, snap. Right side. He must have talked to Ryan before the play. I'm coming straight to you. He deep pass. Ryan, boom, drops it. Yeah. Man, he makes two Georgia defenders run into each other. You spin back, cut back upfield, scores. One play. And it was great because I was like, man, we was in the crowd, dog. When I tell y'all, that's one of I think that's the play I really lost my voice because I was screaming. Me and Alabama fans, we high-fiving. I'm over there just screaming. I'm about finna run up the aisle. I'm over there to beat a man. You gotta beat the man. You gotta beat the man to beat a man. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all know what we do. This is what we do. So at that point, we go up. Matter of fact, we go up 39-34. We go for a 2-point conversion. Boom, pass. I think it was Bernard who called it. So next drive is like, I think, man, we scored so fast off that one play. It might have been 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, somewhere around there. Georgia get the ball back. They're working down the field. One play, Carson Beck takes off, runs. Then it's on fourth down. But it's a 4th and 2. Georgia converts. I think it was Beck. Nah, I think it might have been the guy Young. Caught that pass. Anyway, Georgia working on the field. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, man, if Georgia scores right here, they're going for 2 points. They're on the road. They're in a game that they shouldn't even been in, to tell the truth. They shouldn't have been in this game. So I'm like, man, they're going for 2. So soon as Georgia, like I say, it was maybe what it was like 25 yards away. Carson Beck drops back, throws the ball left side. And the guy, Zabian Brown, was it Zabian Brown? Is that his last name? Zabian Brown? Is it Zabian? I can't. Yeah, Zabian Brown, that's it. But anyways, he had been getting kind of picked on because, like I said, a lot of these young guys, the freshmen, they're talented, but they're still young. And this is a big game. So it was a couple plays he was getting killed on. That play, watching it back, it looked like he baited Carson Beck a little bit. And then great catch. He intercepts the ball with like 40 seconds left. Game, set, match. I'm talking about, man, we're over there in the crowd screaming, yelling. like I said, man, it was a great time, great game. Man, especially all the guys I met, everybody I met last night was great. All the Georgia fans, after the game, everybody was great game, great game. But anyways, like I said, man, we go. Once we get the ball back, we just run the clock out, and then like I said, we end up winning 41-34. So like I said, man, coming out this game, it was two things that really stood out for me. Like I said earlier, Ryan Williams is the best wide receiver in the country, and I don't even want to hear otherwise. But anyways, like I said, Ryan Williams, man, 177 yards, 6 catches, dog. When I say that guy is special, that's a generational talent. And if people go back, watch my video earlier, the first game I was telling people, I'm like, man, we had been missing that number one receiver. Of course we had good receivers, but that number one receiver that can take the top off, you gotta pay extra attention to. You gotta keep a safety over the top. You can't just let him go man to man. That wide receiver, we got him now. We got him now. But anyways, like I said, Ryan Williams, great man, fantastic game. And Jalen, man, it just really, I really love that Jalen didn't let himself get down last year. And that's one thing, just like in life, you gotta have an attitude to persevere. Because everybody gonna have trials and tribulations. Everybody is gonna have something like when times get hard, either you gonna fold up like a tent or you gonna, you persevere. You gonna push forward. It's almost like Jalen Hurts. Like when Tua replaced him, he didn't let himself get down. Went to Oklahoma, ball, not in the NFL. But like I said, Jalen Milroe, man, just great attitude, great kid, man. He was like I said, balled out. The one interception wasn't even on him. The tight end, when Jalen threw it, tight end just didn't catch it. It bounced out of his hands. But like I said, Jalen was great, awesome. I think he ran for over 100 yards, ran for 2 touchdowns, and he was like 81 completion percentage. He was 27 for 33, 374 yards. I didn't check, but that got to be his highest passing yards game. Best game I've seen him play, especially considering how big the moment was. You're playing Georgia, they come back, you don't get shaken. That's one thing I want to say about Coach DeBoer. We got to give this guy credit because there's not a lot of people who could follow Nick Saban, step in, take over. That's one reason I heard a lot of people, when they was like, oh man, we should get Dabo. We should get Dabo. I'm like, no, we shouldn't get Dabo. We got the exact coach that we needed. And like I say, we didn't even know that it was going to happen when Nick retired. But man, coach, I got, especially like I said, that first half, he drawed up a game plan for the ages. That offense was humming. But anyways, I want to get into a couple of the positives and the negatives about the game. So, I'll go positives first. Positives, I think we had the most explosive offense in college football. Because I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Texas. I think Texas definitely is the number 2 to me. I think if Alabama and Texas played, that game would be a fireworks show. It would just be scoring back and forth. But first of all, like I said, I think we got the most explosive offense. We had the best wide receiver, and possibly the Heisman winner with Jalen Milroe. Like I said, he definitely got to be a 2 or 1 with the Heisman for either him or Travis Hunter, whichever one you prefer. But another positive, I I really love that we had got 4 turnovers. We got 3 interceptions from Carson Beck. Like I said, 1 fumble. He had rolled out to the right side. Guy knocked it out. But like I said, we really could have had 8 turnovers. I think Shaq dropped an interception. Like I said, then there was a couple more plays they could have intercepted. But regardless, defense got turnovers. But like I said, the one thing that I wanted to see Jalen really just let go and just like, cause I swear I'm not saying, I'm like, man, Jalen sometimes he's like, man, I'm like, man, he ain't running as fast as he can. He ain't, cause it wasn't called for. It really wasn't, cause the competition. But when cause like I said, Georgia is a big game. He took off. Hey, he came in that game so focused. Before the game, I watched his warm ups. He warmed up right in front of us, doing his warm ups. And then, like I said, you could just tell how comfortable he was. Man, I'm sorry for my voice. I know it sounds horrible, but man, like I said, man, Jalen was great. Man, Coach DeBoer was great. He handled the pressure, the comeback, great. So, the negatives about the game that I came out with. First of all, which is difficult, but you gotta get Georgia off the field on some of them 4th downs. I know it's hard when a team is down by so much and they're playing practically with 4 downs every drive, because on a lot of them drives, if the score was close, they would be punts. But Georgia, like I said, they converted on, I think it was 5 4th downs. They got every 4th down, literally every one. You gotta figure out a way to get off the field. You got to. I don't know if that's the schematics of the game, the play, like whatever it is. You gotta figure out a way to get off the field. You got to. It's just that simple. You can't have a team converting for five 4th downs in one game. That's crazy. And then Carson Beck, even though he threw the 3 interceptions, he still allowed him to pass for over 400 yards. Like, you definitely don't want to make that no habit of giving up 400 yards. And then another negative, which, like I said, this was obvious. When you have your foot on the neck, you got to completely take them out. Because while they was up on Georgia, man, we left so many points on the field. That game was supposed to be 60-something to 21. That was that game supposed to be. That game wasn't supposed to be nowhere near close as it was. I really think, and this just to be honest, I think if we played Georgia again, we would beat them. I don't think we would get out 28-0 score first, but I think we would beat them worse. I really do. I don't think that defense has no answer for when Alabama wanted to score, they scored. And I don't think Georgia has no answer for that. Georgia wide receivers, they have good wide receivers, but they don't have nobody that's a number one. Like I said, they're just being honest. But anyways, like I said, you got to step on the neck when you're up. You got to. And like I said, man, you can't let the game get away from you, because stuff like that will come back to bite you. And like I said, man, Georgia still got to go play Texas. It's so early in the year still, but the games are flying by. So we're going to see how all of this shake down. I think I seen earlier today that Alabama is moving number 1 in the poll. I really ain't even want to be number 1. I'm like, Nick, man, look, take all that rat poison out. I wanted to be number 2, 3. I really don't even care. All that matters at the end of the year, they'll be holding up that trophy. That's the only thing I want. But like I said, man, anyways, before I get out of here, I guess I'm going to give my, give my top 5 best teams right now. I think Bama is the best team. Like I said, I think Texas is the second best team in my opinion. Ohio State, to tell the truth, Ohio State, I'm gonna say they're the third, even though they haven't lost, so you got to give them that nod. But to me, watching some of that game, it's hard to tell because they've played number elementary schools. They haven't played no competition for real. So I mean, like I say, it is what it is. To me, in my opinion, Georgia is the fourth best team. I know they had the loss from yesterday. I know. To me, they're the fourth best team. Tennessee to me would be the fifth best team at this moment. I think they're finna drop down real quick. I think Tennessee will lose to Alabama. I think Tennessee will lose to Georgia. I know it's gonna be a lot of people down on Georgia now. I even heard some people, oh man, Kirby is 1-6 versus Georgia, and he asked the reporter, what is the other people record against Alabama? Exactly. You're playing not this team, an all-time great team, but an all-time great, program. Like Alabama is just, and I don't know why people thought this. Well, I guess I do know. Nick Saban, people thought once Nick Saban left, the building was gonna crumble. No, all we did was bring in a new guy. And then, like I said, that building you thought was gonna crumble, we just build more bricks on it now. And I really think Coach DeBoer he's the perfect person for this time and this age of football. Football right now, the rules lean heavily to the offense, and he's the offensive minded guy. He's showing you that he's a winner no matter in Washington, wherever he's at. The guy doesn't lose hardly. He don't. You can check his record. But anyways, like I said, man, they did. Like I said, Tennessee, I think the fifth best team. And then, before this week, I would have said I probably would have had. I probably would have had Ole Miss and Tennessee, somewhere around each other. But Ole Miss lost this previous week to Kentucky. And then that game, they fumbled 2 times in the red zone. Like I said, man, a lot of these, that's why I love the SEC, man. No matter where your ranking is, all of it will be played out on the field. All of it. Georgia got to play Texas. And in my opinion, I know that game probably, it's a lot of games before then. But let's just say Georgia don't lose no game before then. It's a lot of people going to be picking Texas. They're probably a favorite right now, whatever sports books you look at. I'm telling you, this Georgia team, they still have talent. They're still great. Do not let that game yesterday make you think that this Georgia team is just about to tank and just about to, just start losing 4 games this season. I don't believe it, and I know that the coach DeBoer is telling them, hey, we may see them guys again down the road, which is the truth. We don't know how this 12-team playoff going to shake out, but like I said, man, I loved the game yesterday. I was at the game. It was exciting. Matter of fact, I may try to throw a couple of clips at the end of this video just to show, me and my friend Hobbs was at the game just to show, some footage from the game. But man, the game was awesome, and it's no more I can say, man. It was great. It was really it was so great, man. I seen one guy before we was leaving the game. He literally had tears in his eyes, and I always tell people, some people don't understand how passionate football is down here. If you wasn't born in the South and raised in the South, you just won't never understand that, man, football is life. Football really is life down here. But I'm going to go, like I say, my voice already sounded horrible. Like I said, go and get out of here. And like I said, I'm probably going to try to throw a couple of clips at the end. Like I said, if I get time to. But, hey, like I said, roll Tide. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. It's us against the world. Hey, we ain't going nowhere, baby. We have not gone nowhere. Y'all see this? All them haters out there. We ain't going nowhere. All them Georgia fans, all them delusional Auburn fans, everybody who thought because the GOAT retired that mean that the program had quit. No, we back and we still here and we gonna stay here. Roll Tide, baby.